And welcome back to Conservative News Channel on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have a concern that I want to address, and I think we'll all have to wait and see how this concern plays out in the year to come. As you're all aware, since Gorsuch was put on the Supreme Court, overwhelmingly the majority of the decisions have been 5-4, and they have been conservative, unlike many years in the past. The Supreme Court has stopped legislating. As we approach our current year, 2019, and the Supreme Court picks what it's going to allow on the docket, we've been starting to get some indications that Roberts may have flipped to the left. I am guessing that the deep state has gotten to him, and he is now signaling to the president that whatever you have planned, you are not going to be able to get away with it. If you'll remember, the battle between Roberts and Trump started when Trump castigated a judge for making a very liberal decision and called him an Obama appointee. And Roberts came out and said, there are no Obama appointees, there are no Trump appointees, there are just judges. Well, I think Roberts was completely wrong in his rebuttal of the president, and that I'm aware of, this is probably the first time that a Supreme Court justice has ever come out and castigated a president, a sitting president. Well, let's take a look at what else he's done since that time when he basically attacked the president. Well, a case came before the Supreme Court regarding Planned Parenthood, basically defunding them in a variety of states. Lower courts had ruled that it was illegal, and Roberts joined the liberal majority along with Kavanaugh to allow that to stand. In other words, they will not hear the case. That means that all those states that pass laws defunding Planned Parenthood are going to go away. Now, Roberts' response, when asked why they didn't hear the case, he said that with Kavanaugh being new on the court, that he felt it was too early to take up an abortion decision, and that they would be looking into this matter down the road and taking up another case. That's all well and good, except that by doing what he did, the states that had defunded Planned Parenthood now have to fund Planned Parenthood, and there's going to be no case coming forward again on this subject. Not good. Now, Kavanaugh, I can appreciate. Roberts probably convinced him to go with him because of the sensitivity of the subject matter. Now, on Friday, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals had struck down Trump's ability to change the rules for people trying to enter the United States illegally, and Trump was expecting the Supreme Court to hear that case and overturn the Ninth Circuit. Well, John Roberts again sided with the liberal minority to turn it to a 5-4 decision against Trump so that the case will not be heard. Interestingly enough, this decision was made on Friday while Ruth Bader Ginsburg was in having surgery, having part of her lung removed with 2 cancerous nodules. That means the Roberts Court accepted her vote from the operating table. Roberts is turning out to be someone who is a problem in my view. He is turning out to be somebody that I now look forward to him leaving the court. He's turning out to be somebody that the deep state has been able to get to, whether they bought him or whether they've blackmailed him, I don't know. But he is definitely turning in a direction that I don't think conservatives can appreciate. Or at least at this time, that's how it appears. If that's the truth, and we're going to see more of this as the year unfolds from Roberts, We're now going to need a retirement from Ruth Bader Ginsburg in order to turn the court to a 5-4 majority. This, in my opinion, is very disturbing, especially considering we just spent the year celebrating the most conservative year from the Supreme Court in many. I do feel it has some negative impact on expectations from the Q and Q Army, because the Supreme Court was a very important key tool to be used in the coming year as those 65,000 sealed indictments become unsealed, and many of them were expected to go to military tribunals in Guantanamo. Not so certain. It's very possible that Roberts is shooting a deep state warning shot at the president to give up the plan. Don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, I just thought this was information you should have, and let's keep watching it. Not liking what I'm seeing. Unfortunately, I don't just report the good stuff. The bad stuff needs to come out too. We all need to be informed, and that's what this video is about. Before you say goodbye, I hope you'll take the time to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.